The secret's out. I have been to a food shelf, both to donate and to receive. Well, thanks for joining me. I'm Lily with the Lily Channel, and I'd like to give you 3 pointers today about what ingredients to avoid if you are the shopper, as well as ideas as for donating. I also wanted to give a shout out to the St. Louis Park food shelf, the Step one, I think it's called. He helped me in a difficult time, and my husband as well. He helped both of us. Now, some people would say, why not just put the price of the food on a credit card? I don't want to. We just obliterated our credit card debt. Why would I do that if I can use the food shelf or the food pantry, whatever you want to call it? It was an amazing experience. It blows my mind. Those volunteers are wonderful, and it was an education in what else we could do to help each other out. So 3 things you're going to be learning about, you might already know. In fact, I hope you already know, and this is just a reminder, that when you are eating with food from a different location, instead of your regular grocery store, you're at the food shelf for whatever situation it is in your life that caused you to be there. That doesn't mean that you change your eating habits. Your body is your temple, right? You want to treat it the best way. And I had to remind myself of that because when you see all these foods you've never tried and suddenly they're free and you're thinking, wow, I finally get a chance to try this. You have to remind yourself, okay, well, did you have any health goals before you stepped your foot in here? In my case, I am still trying to lose a little bit of weight. I mean, I'm pretty good as I am, but I just a little pudginess here and there. Not a big deal. Or as they say, release weight. So I'm pretty happy with where I'm at, but still, I watch how much sugar I take in, what type of oils I take in, and how much salt I eat, because I don't want to be put on blood pressure medication. And if you are on blood pressure medication, all the more reason to not eat more salt. It may make you crave it more because you're releasing it, but it's not a time to change your health. I understand if you are visiting it, you're thinking you're only going to go twice or maybe 3 times. And by the way, the limit, at least the place that I go to, is twice a month. So if you don't plan on going often, because thankfully things change and you won't need it, then I can see how you'd say, well, it's not going to impact my health that much. I get it. Good point. True. And comment below if you come up with some great suggestions that maybe I didn't mention, or tell me I'm flat out wrong. I hope not. I have actually studied nutrition for most of my life because I have ADHD and food affects me greatly. Plus, it just really intrigues me. And I realize that not all the food I buy is going to be fresh produce, which is where a person ought to be shopping, in the sense of on the perimeter of the grocery store where the fresh stuff is. We do grow some of our own veggies, at least hopefully this summer it'll work better. Last summer we had a lot of squash. Anyhow, back to the point. You, as a shopper, you'll want to look at the back of these cans. I don't think I'd ever shopped at a food shelf before until this year, and I didn't know what to expect. And actually, for an ADHDer, wow, it was really cool. Let it be known, I hate grocery shopping in general. I like it more in certain places, but in general, it's overwhelming. Plus, I am not cost conscious enough to know what's considered expensive. It's enough for me to know, is the food high quality and what ingredients to avoid if it's not, if it's a shelf stable thing, because otherwise it doesn't have added ingredients if it's fresh, right? Or at least, well, that's not completely true with deli ingredients. Anyway, you get my point, right? You're not going to wonder what else is in a banana. It's just a banana. Well, maybe some pesticides. So back to the point again. I noticed how, first of all, you have almost the exact same categories that you have in a grocery store, in the sense of fruits, veggies, dairy, household, shelf stable, etc. You just have a certain limit you can take. And then also, not only how many, but the different, some sections they actually give you free, meaning unlimited amount is all technically free. Sorry, I meant quantity is unlimited. Like the St. Louis Park location had unlimited amount of soup. You can take as many cans regardless of your household size. Okay, so what you would want to look at, for example, is how much sugar it has. And I'm not here to tell you how much it should have in terms of milligrams for each can or pack that you buy. My point is, look at whether there is added sugar, whether there is added salt, or whether there is what kind of oil is used. I did write a list of a few oils that you should be watchful for. The oils that cause inflammation: corn oil, safflower, soy, and vegetable oil, and there's probably a litany of other ones. They cause inflammation because they have these proteins called lectins, Lectins. I learned about them through Dr. Gundry's Plant Paradox book. The Plant Paradox, yeah, it's a book that essentially it's a protein that plants have to keep you from eating them. And unfortunately, we get used to disregarding what our bodies say. So even if we feel like crap after eating something, we might still eat it because, well, it tasted good. But chances are the bloating we get, the headache we get, the itching we get, who knows, the hair loss over time, it can be due to lectins. Now, not to be too picky, but one thing I did find, as you are seeing now on this video, is young whole chicken. This was part of the food shelf or food pantry. You would think it's a wonderful score, and I do feel like I got a great win with this since I can make soup out of it or roast it. However, look at this, where it says no animal byproducts in feed ever, no added hormones, all natural. But here, look at this part that says 100% U.S. grown corn and soybeans in feed. Chickens are not supposed to be eating that stuff. It should be pasture raised. Ideally, they're eating bugs and actually manure. But corn and soybeans essentially have a lot of lectins, which I have learned from this book, The Plant Paradox, by Dr. Steve Gundry. So essentially, my point is that by eating this, there's a chance that you experience inflammation or even heartburn. That's actually what they put in the feed for cows, which is what gives them heartburn, which is why they end up eating Tums, believe it or not. So my counsel is to potentially avoid eating this kind of chicken if you're going to be using the food pantry for more than 2 visits. Proteins that stick on the ends of nerve cells and block transmission of important messages that your nerves try to send to each other. Nerves messages like be in a good mood, grow my hair longer, make my skin supple, all sorts of messages. Those damn proteins stick on the edge or on the coat the end of the cells and block those messages because that plant was trying to survive from being eaten. So that's the inflammation note. You want to avoid products that contain those oils. And a lot of the times, those oils are in the shelf-stable items, whether they're soup, they are tuna. Just look at the back. A good rule of thumb is the longer the list of ingredients, in this case, this is pretty short, the mandarin oranges in water. I'll hold it up, well, that makes it blurry, sorry. The fewer the ingredients, the better. The more ingredients, they put in ingredients to keep it shelf stable, meaning so that it doesn't rot in the can. They put all sorts of crap in it. It's the same rule as in a regular grocery store. The difference is you're eating it for free. But please don't compromise your health if you're planning on using a shelf, a food shelf or food pantry for an extended period of time. It's not a reason to give yourself type 2 diabetes. Imagine your medical bills. Now, I did actually get this. What I do love about the food shelf, I'll just call it a food shelf, is the variety and the quickness of finding things because it's in a condensed area. And you get really cool multi-ethnic types of food. Like, what is this? I'm not even sure what Asian ethnicity this is. I can't pronounce it. Kalpob, maybe it is Hmong, I don't know. It's rice noodles, rice vermicelli. Very cool. So it gives you a chance to experiment with different cultures and different foods. Now, this was a case of where I wish I had not catered to my cravings. The Asian Vegetable Koyo brand of ramen. Now, things like this will have a shitload of sodium in them, but they have a packet for that sauce, so you can take out the packet, split it in half, and you get half as much sodium. Doesn't matter that it's organic wheat flour. Flour is also has lectin in it, the protein I was talking to you about. But it otherwise has some pretty good ingredients, and it's fun to try new foods. You know, the other reason that they donate these foods is so that they build brand loyalty. It never hurts. So just keep an eye on trying new things, and also if you're donating, to donate all types of foods. And they even have olive oil. Oh my gosh, extra virgin olive oil. I was so surprised. Pampa brand. This is basically the best type of oil for anti-inflammatory purposes. This oil meaning extra virgin olive oil. You can do research on your own as to which types of oils. There's a whole industry surrounding it. Keep in mind, once again, you don't want to pick out things that have extra sugar or have sugar, salt, or what do you call it? Different types of oils. Keep in mind, sugar has a million different types of names, and actually I will point to Evgenia Yuranovic's video for that, because she educates on different types of sugar. It doesn't necessarily just say sugar, so you have to be aware of that. Salt is also called sodium, so that's a way to look for how much salt it has and whether it actually needs it. I mean, for example, Prego, it's overall really good. Why would they put sugar in tomato sauce? I mean, really, tomatoes are so sweet on their own. You don't need sugar. So we got it because, well, we don't plan on being there a long time, and it's not like we be there. What I mean is not use it that long. But you get what I'm saying? So it's just, the other possibility, maybe a bonus tip, is if you used to own a business, or even if you have one and you're product-based, not service-based, donate some of your product to the food shelf. I've seen some great household items. The sky's the limit, pretty much. And it gives you a potential to get new customers, especially if you put your name on a sticker on it. I'm not sure what the rules are regarding that, but I saw a lot of items like bags of protein powder that must have been donated by somebody who sold protein powder. It can be a cool way to try out different products. Just remember the ingredients that you want to avoid. That's why I get sick just because you've been using the food shelf. It's an amazing experience though. So aside from not loading up on the sugar, the salt, and the different types of oils, really try something new. It's really exciting, and donate big ticket items like this that otherwise would be so bleep and expensive. It's unreal. And I appreciate all of you who donate. It's amazing. So click on Evgenia's video, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Thanks again for watching this episode, and I have 2 people to thank. New subscribers that have helped me get to 200. Woohoo! My next goal is 500. Yay! So thank you to Scott Natras, whom I met on LinkedIn with Spooky Action Incorporated. Spooky Action Incorporated, Scott Natras. Natrass, so like mattress, but Natras. And then thank you to John Rock, who is a great personal trainer with Lifetime Athletic, also on LinkedIn. Helped me a lot with my wrist pain several months ago. But thank you both. And remember to subscribe, hit that reminder bell, please, and click the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this or got some out of it. Comment below any ideas you had, and share it with someone who was thinking of donating different types of products to food pantries or food shelves, and they don't know exactly what to give, or just want a different perspective, or to people who need to visit one and want to see some items that they give. You got the idea. Thanks.